Interested in watching a fantasy movie on Netflix? If yes, then you should definitely watch our picks for the top 10 best fantasy movies available to stream on Netflix in 2023. Starting off our countdown, coming in at number 10 is Nightbooks. This fantasy horror film tells the story of a young boy named Alex who loves scary stories. One day, he is abducted by a witch named Yasmin, who forces Alex to tell her a scary story every night to stay alive. But as he gets to know Yasmin better, he realizes that there's more to her than meets the eye. This movie is perfect for people who love spooky tales and the magic of storytelling. Coming in at number 9 is A Monster Calls.
What shall I destroy next?
Break the windows!
Break them yourself.
A Monster Calls is a movie based on the award-winning book of the same name. The movie tells the story of Connor, a young boy who is struggling with the illness of his mother. One night, he is visited by a monster who tells him stories that help him cope with his struggles. And in return, Connor must tell the monster his own story. Overall, A Monster Calls is a visually stunning film, making it a must-watch for all fantasy lovers. Coming in at number 8 is The Old Guard. The Old Guard is a gripping action thriller that takes the concept of immortality and turns it into an intense and emotional story of survival. The story revolves around a group of immortals who have been secretly living among us for centuries. When a new member is recruited to the group, they quickly realize that their existence has been discovered by a ruthless pharmaceutical company that seeks to capture them and exploit their powers for their own gain. The action sequences in this film are truly spectacular, with expertly choreographed fight scenes and gun battles that will leave you on the edge of your seat. If you enjoyed this video so far and think others would too, hit that thumbs up button and give us a like. It helps us reach more viewers and lets us know that we're making content you love. Coming in at number 7 is Pan.
We have an ancient prophecy. It tells of a boy.
Pan is a fantasy adventure movie that serves as a prequel to the classic story of Peter Pan. The movie follows a young orphan named Peter, who is kidnapped by pirates and taken to Neverland. There, he meets James Hook and the two become unlikely allies in a quest to save Neverland from the evil pirate known as the Blackbeard. Overall, Pan is a good adventure story with a touch of fantasy, making it a must-watch for anyone who loves the classic story of Peter Pan. Coming in at number 6 is Slumberland. Slumberland is a fantasy adventure film. It tells the story of a young girl named Little Nemo, who is sent on a magical adventure to save a kingdom from a mysterious darkness. Along the way, she meets strange and wonderful creatures, including a friendly monster named Flip. Together, they embark on a quest to save Slumberland from an evil ruler who threatens to destroy everything she loves. With beautiful animation and a heartwarming story, Slumberland is a must-watch for those who love magical worlds and adventure stories. Coming in at number 5 is The Huntsman Winter's War. The Huntsman Winter's War is an epic fantasy film. It follows the story of a huntsman named Eric who is on a mission to retrieve the lost mirror and stop an evil queen from taking over the world. Along the way, he meets a warrior named Sarah, who is also on a mission to defeat the queen. Together, they embark on a dangerous journey that will test their strength, courage, and love. Overall, The Huntsman Winter's War is a visually stunning fantasy film that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Coming in at number 4 is Fistful of Vengeance.
To avoid the pain again.
Fistful of Vengeance is a martial arts fantasy film which is set in a future where the world is controlled by corporations. The story follows a group of rebels who seek to overthrow the ruling elite and restore freedom to the people. This movie has a unique blend of Western and fantasy elements that creates an engaging and thrilling cinematic experience. Featuring breathtaking fight scenes and stunning visual effects, Fistful of Vengeance is an exhilarating movie that will keep you entertained from start to finish. Coming in at number 3 is Mortal Kombat. Based on the popular video game franchise, Mortal Kombat is an action-packed fantasy movie that takes us into the world of martial arts and magic. The story follows a group of fighters who are chosen to represent Earth in a tournament against the forces of Outworld. As they prepare for battle, they discover that their opponents are more powerful than they could have ever imagined, and they must use all their skills and training to win the fight and save their world from destruction. If you're a fan of martial arts and action-packed movies, then Mortal Kombat is the perfect movie for you. Coming in at number 2 is The School for Good and Evil.
Our graduates live the very real events, which become the stories.
The School for Good and Evil is a magical fantasy film that follows two best friends, Sophie and Agatha, who are transported to a school for fairy tale characters. Sophie dreams of becoming a princess, while Agatha wants to return back to her home. But when they arrive at the school, they discover that things are not as they seem and they must navigate a world of magic, mystery, and danger to uncover the truth. If you are looking for a fantasy movie that is perfect for all ages, then The School of Good and Evil is the one for you. In the top spot, coming in at number 1 is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
It has a gunner seat?
Ghostbusters Afterlife is one of the best fantasy movies released on Netflix in recent times. The movie takes place 30 years after the events of the first movie, and it follows a family who moves to a small town in Oklahoma after inheriting a house from their grandfather. The town is the same place where the original Ghostbusters saved the world 30 years ago. While exploring the house, the kids discover their grandfather's old Ghostbusters equipment and start to investigate strange occurrences happening in the town.